I've taken this Mockingbird Double stroller with me to Disney World 7 times with kids. This organization and stroller setup are going to completely change the way you get through those Disney buses and 14-hour park days. So these are the ones that, with my kids' ages right now, hold up and are my tried and true favorites. It's really handy for at Disney because there's always just random things that you collect throughout the day. Either way, this is going to save you a lot of headaches with the Disney buses. In today's video, I'll be showing you all about how I've optimized my Mockingbird Double stroller for those long Disney park days, all the Disney transportation, and going over the pros and cons of this stroller specifically for Disney World trips. I'm also going to briefly touch on how an Inline compares to a side-by-side stroller. But before we get into all of that, hi Magical Moms, my name is Tiana, and here at Magically Ever Mom, I share lots of tips, tricks, and personal adventures to help you get the most out of your Disney World vacation with little kids and babies. I post every Thursday and every other Monday, so make sure you click that subscribe button to not miss the next video. Just so you know a little bit about our family dynamic and how we go to Disney, typically my husband Tom and I, and our 2 kids, Adeline and William. Adeline is 4 years old and William is 1. Now let's jump into what you really came for. First, we're just going to start off by going through all of my stroller accessories and add-ons that I've really used to optimize and make the most out of it. So these are the ones that, with my kids' ages right now, hold up and are my tried and true favorites. First up is my stroller caddy. This one I really like. It has 2 cup holders, a little open section, a front little pouch with a zipper, and this whole front pouch can actually zip on and off completely. If you flip it up, it has a little stretchy, somewhat stretchy back that also has a little button here that you can unclip and reclip. This is something that we haven't done it, but it would be a good way to do maybe almost a diaper caddy of sorts, where you stick some wipes and a diaper in there for just a quick little diaper change if you've got a baby or a younger toddler. It just secures on and off with the Velcro here on either side. And then this middle section also has a flap that goes over and Velcros in the front with this little zipper pouch on top. Sometimes we'll stick little pieces of garbage in there, to be honest, if we don't see a garbage right near us, or little receipts or something. This middle pouch has been a really nice place to put little snacks or things in if you want quick, easy up and go options, or if you don't want to go grab snacks right out of your diaper bag, you want to grab a couple, put them in, so that you have access to them while you're strolling your kids around to the next ride. I have tried a couple other stroller caddies, and this is definitely the one that's my favorite. It holds up and it clips on really nicely without falling off. I really like this one a lot. Another favorite of mine are these stroller hooks. These are great for so many things. For us, we clip one on either side. These straps Velcro and they hold very well. They're nice and secure. As they hang like this on the stroller, they work really well for doing water bottles. If you got a water bottle that has a little hook or a handle on the top, things that you kind of want to grab and go if you've got need extra drinks besides the 2 cup holders. The other thing we use this for personally is we strap one side of each of our diaper bag on, because then it's a little bit easier to handle rather than sticking in the bottom of our stroller. You can definitely use these for other things too, but these are kind of our regular go-tos, and they're just super handy. Highly suggest having these in your arsenal. This is the next item that I stick right next to our stroller hooks. This you'll see more of when I show you the full thing here soon. This is called a tag-along strap or hook, and essentially you wrap it around a bar of your stroller. The bar goes through this section right here, and it allows your young toddler, a little bit older toddler, however long you want to use it for, to be able to walk next to your stroller, because we all know they need to get out and use their legs and get some movement, but they're still right next to the stroller. We always try and have Adeline hold on to this if we're in an area of a park where she wants to get out and be able to walk. This way we know where she is and that she's holding on and secure with us. This would be something you could definitely get 2 of if you've got a couple kids that are at that ages of wanting to move and walk around. You could put one on either side of your stroller, or maybe even 2 on one side, depending on how your stroller is set up, and you're good. Now we're gonna get into a couple items that are more seasonal based. This one first, here is a blanket. It's perfect for a stroller because it straps on with this Velcro right around, so it's not gonna get lost if they toss it to the side. It has a zipper, obviously, to open it up. It's on its own little bag here. We do have a pink one for Adeline. This gray is Will's. And then you pull it out. It's pretty lightweight. It's not super thick, soft on one side, sleek on the other side, which is a really nice thickness, I think, for Florida, because yes, it gets chilly, but it doesn't get super, super cold. When you open it up all the way, it does have another strap. So you can hook it to the other side of the stroller bar and they can't kick it off at all. That way it's not gonna drag on the floor, it's not gonna get dirty that way, and it's also not gonna get lost or stuck in the wheels. This is something I really like having in our stroller for the fall or winter. For those summer trips, fans are a necessity. This specific fan I like for a few different reasons. This is a misting fan. So you can fill it up with water up here. It has the buttons on the back, charging it there so you don't have to replace actual batteries. Has different levels for both the misting and the fan part. My other favorite thing with this one specifically is if you press these little buttons, it comes off. The reason I like this is because you can go ahead and strap these around your stroller. They can stay put, and if it's hot in the summer, you can still unhook this, take this with you in line, and mist yourself, fan yourself, because not all of the lines are shaded. A fair bit of them are, but this is still gonna be super handy because Florida heat is no joke. With these fans, we personally do one for each child, and I would also suggest having one at the front of the stroller for mom or dad who's pushing. I'm gonna insert a clip here of our snack trays because I don't wanna bother having to take them all off, but we have two different snack trays here. We have one that I really like, that is our newer one. It's a lot deeper. It holds a lot more things. You can actually put a drink in it without hopefully it falling out. But the other one you'll notice here, that one I don't really care for. I don't love it. It doesn't hold on very well and it kind of sits at an angle, at least with our stroller it does. But I really like this new one that we just got. I definitely recommend that one. On to our last couple items here now. This is an extra reusable bag that I always keep in the bottom of our stroller. It's really handy for at Disney because there's always just random things that you collect throughout the day, or things that at the end of the day, you're trying to get on the buses, you're trying to rush maybe, or you're trying to get through a crowd, whatever it is, and you're kind of in a little bit of a rush. You need to just throw things in a bag because maybe they're not fitting back in the diaper bag the way they were in the morning. It's so handy. It's perfect for getting on and off the buses because those little random things that are hooked to your stroller, like water bottles, maybe they're in a place that they're gonna fall off, or bubble wands, or extra rain gear, whatever it is that's just sitting in the bottom of your stroller, things that are gonna fall out. When you collapse that stroller to get on the buses, you need a spot for those. So it's super handy to just throw them in, carry that bag on, you're good to go for the transportation. If you're enjoying all these stroller hacks and mom life craziness, please go ahead, hit that red subscribe button. It really helps me know what kind of videos you all are liking and get this video out to other people just like you. The last item is not necessarily a necessity, but it's very, very handy, especially if you're going at time of year where it gets dark a little bit earlier, or even if you're going in the summer and you know your kids can last until those late hours in the dark. And that is these Mickey string lights. You can get these in an assortment of different colors. They're handy for maybe putting in a couple different places depending on where you want to or where your kids want them. We will put them either on Adeline's stroller handlebar or on the handlebar itself, the main bar up at the top. And they're very handy for when it's dark out and you have no idea which stroller is yours. They're all dark color. As it's getting dark or darker, you can know which stroller. Other fun thing about them, if you wanted to maybe have a couple of them, because they're not super expensive, would be putting one also on one or both of your kids' stroller handlebar seats so that they can use them, maybe if they're a little bit scared of the dark. We did that one time for Adeline and it was really cute. She loved it. They've just been a very helpful, again, not necessarily a necessity, but a super helpful option. I also wanted to give an extra little tip that's not necessarily stroller specific, but along those lines. And that is to bring an extra little sling bag or carrier for maybe a young toddler or an older toddler that wants to be carried. I'm saying this in this video because sometimes you gotta park your stroller that's a little ways away from where the ride is that you're actually going to. And if you have a kid who either wants up, down, or is just at an age where they just love to be carried, then this is a great option to help save those arms. The Disney days are long. Using your energy in a smart way will save you by the end of the day, hopefully. Okay, now everything's all set up. We got the whole shebang going. So now let's get over all of this. So let's start at the front here. So we've got the stroller caddy to start. I'm gonna flick these lights on so you guys can kind of see what we got with those. Yeah. And then, so we've got obviously the 2 cup holders here and here. This Velcro pouch right here is very easy to get into. Most of the time, we do leave it open, honestly. And then obviously this pouch, sometimes we'll stick napkins in there, sometimes we'll stick baby wipes, kind of whatever you want. And down below, we've got the diaper bag. This is just a generic Amazon one. We do have to make sure that we put the straps back in, and it just hooks onto these hooks right here. And then, as I did mention, we do have a water bottle on each side. We've got this tag-along hook over here for Adeline, for when she wants to get out and move. And then this is Will's seat. We keep him up above, keep Adeline down below. And then we've got a misting fan here for Adeline, misting fan here for Will. And then one thing that I actually didn't mention is this little hook right here. This is handy for like little toys or things if you need to keep a baby or maybe a young toddler busy and you worry about them throwing things. You can flick it around and then just clip it in. It came in a set of 2. We haven't used them with Adeline for a long time, but they're handy for babies. This is the snack tray that I like better. This is the newer one. The handles seem a little bit sturdier. It sticks on a little bit better, much deeper, those 2, compared to this one. This one, because of the way it sits, kind of sits at an angle there, and it's really hard to make it go flat. And it doesn't really hold the water too well, so it's not my favorite. And then on this side, you've got one of those blankets, and then another one here, Will's. And then down below, last thing I didn't mention is that empty bag. Right now though, it has our rain cover in there. And there you go. That's the whole setup for our typical Disney vacation. An extra tip that I've found myself is very, very helpful is to set up your stroller completely, practice breaking it down so that you know what to do for the Disney transportation, specifically the buses. If you can practice breaking it down at your home beforehand, it's gonna save you so much hassle and so much just maybe stress and headaches along the way. Because when you're doing your stroller for Disney, it's gonna be different than what you do at home, if you're even at the age that your kids still use a stroller at home. So knowing how to break it down, which items are getting caught when you try to break it down, which items you need to throw in that extra bag that you're gonna put down below, and all of that. This is gonna help you a lot. Practice makes perfect, right? So I highly suggest practicing, whether it's at your house or maybe you're practicing the first night you arrive because you're renting a stroller. Either way, this is gonna save you a lot of headaches with the Disney buses and just peace of mind, to be honest. Let's talk about the Mockingbird stroller now as it relates to Disney World. As you may know about this stroller, it's pretty sturdy, pretty well built, I think specifically for the price. It's not super high-end, not a cheap one, but it's kind of in the middle. It has a nice large canopy that you can close in case you have a baby that happens to be a stroller napper. Neither of mine have been that way, but kudos to you. It also has a little peekaboo window on each of them and a zipper pouch that has some mesh that you can open in and out in case you want to get some airflow into there. One of the great things about this stroller is the underseat compartment. The underseat canopy, it's actually really big. It holds a lot of stuff and that is perfect for Disney World. It's also nice and big and a really good size if you've got 2 kids. So if you have a toddler or a preschooler who's kind of getting to that age, that height, weight, that you don't think they're probably gonna be in the stroller, I'm speaking for Disney World specifically, if you don't think they're gonna be in a stroller at Disney World for all that much longer, then it does work out pretty well. But that kind of leads into the cons too. At least for me, I'm short. I'm only 5'2", I'm not a large lady, and so me pushing this stroller around, also honestly trying to break it down and get it into like a car or something, that's a lot of work for me with this stroller, so that's not my favorite thing. My husband doesn't mind it. He actually really likes this stroller. He probably likes it more than me because of that feature alone, because the largeness of it doesn't bother him whatsoever. One of the downsides that I've definitely come across, especially at Disney, just because we're in the stroller a lot, is that when my oldest, my daughter, wants to be in and out, she's 4, She gets the bottom seat, and so the front seat, honestly, it's kind of heavy because of where the seat is. It's pretty far forward, and so it's kind of hard to push and doesn't go over bumps well, to be honest. It's fine if she's not in there, or if it's just a single stroller or whatever, it doesn't have a problem. But when there's an extra weight in front, it's a little bit difficult. My biggest problem with this stroller specifically for Disney World is the way it has to be broken down, folded up, I should say, when you go onto buses. Both of the seats have to be facing forward, just like how I showed you how we have it set up currently. But up until recently, up until our upcoming trip, really, my baby, he's been facing the other way. So every time we go on a bus, we have to flip his seat forward, then break it all down. It's just a little extra cumbersome, an extra step that honestly some of the higher end strollers, I know like the Upper Baby Vista, I'm pretty sure that one you don't have the same problem. And that's probably true with some of those other high-end strollers too. Inline versus side-by-side stroller is a little bit of a debate, especially at Disney, and I'm just gonna touch on it. I don't have a massive amount of personal experience with it, but I do wanna touch on it because there are a few things that I do know about that. The main thing you need to think about when it comes to choosing one or the other, whether that is you're renting and so you have the option of choosing one, or you're a family that already has a side-by-side and an inline stroller like this one, is where you're staying at. Meaning if you're staying on Disney property, if you're at one of the Skyliner resorts, you have access to the Skyliner, then I would definitely suggest to bring an inline like this one, because these inlines you can just push right onto the Skyliner. You don't have to fold them down. Those are not like a Disney bus where you can kind of break it down, you wait, you load on easier. Those come kind of right at you, and so it's really nice to be able to just push that stroller right on. Now, if you don't have access to the Skyliner, but you still obviously have those Disney buses, Monorail, whatever, I would just choose whatever is your personal favorite. I would say that I hear more people suggest doing the side-by-side. It seems like more people prefer a side-by-side stroller over an inline, but that's gonna be your preference, what you like, or even just what you already have. For us, this is the only stroller we've ever owned, and it works fine for us. One of the things I actually really like about having the inline stroller is in regards to breastfeeding. I can just bend back the seat and just bend over and feed Will right in the seat. And it makes it really easy, to be honest, to not have to hold him, especially if it's maybe close to a nap time. And if we think, okay, maybe he'll just fall asleep in the stroller, which sometimes has happened, not very often, but you know, we keep our fingers crossed. And that's just a nice little perk that we just randomly discovered on our trips, that this stroller has that benefit. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed coming along and learning more about how we prepare our stroller and how maybe you can help prepare your stroller for the Disney World parks. Now that you've made it this far into the video, the end of the video, go ahead and give us a comment. Let us know what gear is your favorite, or even what stroller tip is your favorite with getting through all the Disney transportation. All of us would love to learn some more tips, I'm sure. Please go ahead and click that subscribe button, join our little internet family here, and not miss the next video. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you right here in our next video all about prepping and packing 7 days before Disney World. So see you there. Bye guys.